New developments today in the officer-involved shooting in Atlanta this weekend. Good evening, Southeast Texas. I'm Kelsey Johnson. Today, the Atlanta Police Department released body camera footage in that shooting death of Rayshard Brooks. The officer does a sobriety test on the 27-year-old who they say was asleep in the drive-thru at an Atlanta Wendy's. In the video, you see officers attempting to handcuff Brooks, and then the struggle begins. You're looking at that right now. Soon the body camera hits the pavement, but you can still hear the struggle between the officers and Brooks. Officers say Brooks grabbed the officer's taser, and then moments later, you'd hear 3 shots fired. The Atlanta Police Department has released the names of the officers involved in the deadly shooting. They're identified as Officer Garrett Rolfe and Officer Devin Bronson. The department says Officer Rolfe was terminated. He has been with the department since October of 2013. He is the one that fired the shots. Bronson was placed on administrative duty. He joined the department in September of 2018. Now, the Wendy's where all this took place was burned down last night. Today, residents are helping clean it up. Folks spent the day sweeping with brooms and picking up trash around the restaurant. And this evening, the protests continue. Folks taking to the streets in show of anger. Let's go now to ABC's Rena Roy with more.
Outside a charred and gutted Wendy's in Atlanta, protesters gathered again today to demand police reform and racial justice.
The people tired, not always agreeing with the way they express their anger, but at least now people are starting to finally listen.
Rally cries for change now heightened. The fast food restaurant burned down last night and a highway shut down, police deploying tear gas. This after 27-year-old Rayshard Brooks was shot and killed by police following a scuffle during an attempted arrest in the parking lot Friday night. His family speaking out about their loss.
He wasn't out here committing crimes. That's what hurts us more too, is the fact that we know this. So was his life worth taking?
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation is now reviewing video evidence of the incident, which began when officers responded to a call that Brooks was allegedly asleep in his car, blocking the drive-thru. Police say he was then given multiple sobriety tests, which they say he failed.
Will you take a preliminary breath test for me? Just yes or no.
I don't want to refuse anything.
Police say after he resisted arrest, which turned into a struggle, leading to him grabbing an officer's taser, according to investigators. Video posted on social media shows Brooks running from the officers and appearing to point the taser at them. The GBI says police then fired 3 gunshots.
Before we even get into what happened last night, the one thing that nobody can disagree with is that it shouldn't have happened.
The firing officer, Garrett Rolfe, was terminated overnight. The other officer, Devin Bronson, placed on administrative duty. Police Chief Erica Shields resigning just a day after the fatal shooting, saying in a statement, "It's time for the city to move forward and build trust between law enforcement and the communities they serve."
The Georgia NAACP says her resignation is a step in the right direction in the fight for justice and police reform. Meantime, attorneys for the Brooks family say they will be conducting their own independent investigation into the incident. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.